What is going on, everybody? My name is Clutch Sometimes, and I'm here bringing you our draft analysis for week 1 of the IBL. This is a Wi-Fi league I have joined. It is an upload required league, so you'll be seeing weekly uploads, I believe, on Mondays, starting after this goes up. So I'm really excited. A lot of great creators in this league, a lot of fun, a lot of great people. With the draft drafting up, obviously you're supposed to put SareneGrace, so here's the team. I'm not going to bore you by going through every mon and like slowly revealing the team. Here's the team. I'm going to leave now. Great. If you want to watch my thought process as I go through this team, as I drafted this team, love to have you. So we had the 4th overall pick. We were hoping for a few things. Obviously Coco, obviously Selly. Like, those are the two I was like, oh man, if those could fall, that'd be amazing. Neither of them fell. They went 1-2. Coco went 1, Sally went 2. I was like, damn. So I was waiting around for 3. I was kind of hoping that I was between Landers and Zygarde. Obviously, as you can see, Landers ended up being my pick. But like, I was really kind of between the two. I've used both. I've had better success with Zygarde than I have with Landers. I love building Zygarde sets. Never really. The last time we used Landers, it was like PCL Season 2. That was still me getting, like, learning the format and, like, figuring out how to play Mons. And Landers didn't have free usage of Z Crystals. It was just kind of locked into Groundium, I think. It was really rough, honestly. Anyway, we drafted Landers Therian at 4. Very excited for this. Also, big shout-outs to M-Dragon and Aaron2420 for just like great advice throughout the draft. They were just so instrumental in this team being like built the way it is, and I'm really excited to use all of it. So anyway, Landers Therian, top 3 mon in my opinion. Amazing Z user, great setup options. Default, great rocker. Has an incredible move pool, gets momentum, incredible stat line. Like, Stab Earthquake is like the greatest stab, one of the best stabs in the game. Z-Fly is a great nuke to beat grasses. It's so incredible. It's just a Swiss Army knife that you can fit onto teams and make it do something for you every single week. And I was talking with M-Dragon about this. Like, I brought Landers to, when I had Landers, I drafted it. I brought it to every single week. And I said, okay. And this is kind of like the mon. Like, it's something that can beat its counters very well as well. So I'm really excited to use this one. And so it was a 12-person draft. We picked 4th, so obviously we have to wait all the way around past everyone. So I was kind of like waiting around, just like, I don't know what to get. Landers is a great mod. I didn't know what direction I wanted to take the team. I wanted to take it like a style I enjoy. So obviously, like, you know, as if you watch some of the mods this channel, some of the games on this channel, it's like kind of a more balanced, but I like good win cons, like obvious, like, I didn't post a lot on my BBL run, which I really would have liked to have. We did end up making finals in BBL, and with a team that was like a lot of like great Pokemon that can function as pivots or be really great offensive pieces, mainly and led by this Gearna that I like rattled off kills with. I loved using gear. Anyway, we made finals. We lost to Jarrett, great player, great game. Anyway, so I kind of wanted to take that approach to the team. Somewhere I can have a lot of dynamic Pokemon that can do a lot for me, and have like a couple mods that I can just like point out like, you're winning this week. Because I feel like I play more effectively with that in mind. It allows me to game plan easier. So I drafted another pivot just to put with Landers. And I was talking to him, I was like, man, I don't know what to do with this. And he's like, just, I could draft, and I drafted Protomosh, obviously. I drafted Protomosh because I'm like, it's just so easy, it's so basic, and it's so perfect. It takes Devock pressure off of Landers. It's a great pivot with Landers. It forms really strong Volt Turn core. It's Protomosh, man. Man, it's just so good. I love this mod. It's like, I think this will be the 4th time I've used this mod now. 3rd or 4th. It's starting to get up there. I think this is the 3rd time because I used this PCO. I'm using this in one of my other leagues right now. This will be the 3rd time I've used it, and I'm using it somewhere else right now. So this will be like Rotom Watch number 4 for me. I love this mod. It's so good. It defogs, it volt switches, it clicks Thunderwave, Toxic, and Wisp. Like it's just so it's paint. You can wear things on with Paint Split. Like Mosh, it does so well. So many things. So after that, I was like, I want another rocker, and I wanted to secure my steel really early in this draft because I didn't want to like, because I've made this mistake in a couple of drafts at some points. Like, if you don't get your steel kind of early, you kind of feel like you're scraping the bottom of the barrel for steals, and like I kind of felt that in the UPA. I picked up Dewblade when I really shouldn't have. Dewblade, I have really bad feelings about Dewblade. It's just not. I don't think it's a steal. It flies on. I don't. Anyway, I wanted a steal that like I could bring to a lot of games. Is a great, and I ended up with I had to wait my 6 picks, and I ended up with Jirachi. So I didn't pick round 1 Jirachi. I got it round 3, obviously. Jirachi is a very good Pokemon. It is a very, very good Pokemon. It's rocks, it's momentum, it's healing with support, which is amazing with Landorus. Another great momentum mod for this team. Like, Jirachi does so much well. It's just such a great steel type because it's just so it runs so many items, runs so many movesets. It can beat so many things. It's a great source of speed control. So I picked up 2 really great Scarfers early in the draft. I picked up Scarflander, Scarf Jirachi, both of which are great Scarfers in my opinion. And this can check Psychics as well. Like this is like, it's a good Wish Passer for Landers as well. I have my great Wish Passer. I have 2 good Stealth Rockers. I have 2 really strong Viva. So like my like offensive momentum game and my Rockers are looking really, really strong at this point in time. So here's where my draft plans really shifted. So I got my first 3 mods in the draft, and I was like, awesome. This is going perfectly to plan. I wanted to get my speed. That was the plan next. I was gonna get Greninja. I was so ready. And then disaster struck as I waited my like 12 or so. I think it's 12 picks. It was 12 picks around. Was it? It's 4. No, it's 16. I think it's 16 picks. I think. Either way, I put my 12 to 16 picks. Can't remember the numbers off the top of my head. I was waiting for Greninja, and I was like, I want this thing to come back. I want my speed tier. I want dark. I want spikes. I wanted that mon. It comes to the pick before me. I think Ogle's picking it. Ogle's picking. He picks Greninja, and I just like was crushed, man. I wanted that mon so badly. And I ended up having to change my plans. I picked Sylveon next. I wanted to secure a fairy very quickly as well. Again, Pokemon that are really tough to find good ones of. So I secured Sylveon. Another Wish Passer, great Cleric, can run some good offensive sets with Calm Mind Wish. Has great stab and Hyper Voice. It doesn't have a great move pool, but it runs some sets very, very well. A lot of sets very, very well. So like, it's a Sylveon. It's not very dynamic, but it's a very good like Cleric Wish Passer. Mon that can click high specs sometimes. The occasional Choice Scarf if you really need it, but like it's a fairy type. It's a very standard dot fairy type, but it's a very good it's very good at what it does, and it pairs very, very nicely with Landers because like they pressure each other's counters a little bit. Sylveon can bring in Landers on wishes, because the thing is that like coming on Sylveon, Landers comes on pretty well. So like you can wish up past the Landers, get it healthier. Like I think those two just pair really nicely like with wishes. So Sylveon, very basic mon, very good mon for the team. So after that, I'm crushed because I wanted Gran for this team, man. I was so set, like, man, I gotta get Greninja. I want a Greninja, and like, so I said I need to get my speed tiers after in a couple years, like very shortly, because I think like I need at least 2 months above that like 105 threshold, which you'll see as you see I do achieve that. I want at least 2 months above that like high tier threshold. Like that's definitely like really important. I have 2 great Scarfers, so it's like I have 2 really strong scarfers, and I'll be picking up a couple more that are really also really good scarfers. I have really good speed control options in this draft, in my opinion. So after I picked Sylveon up, I looked at my team and said, man, I don't switch into Skull is really uncomfortable right now because like obviously Rotom comes in, but like if it's a bulky water, Volt's not doing too much because Rotom's fairly weak uninvested, or like it's run specs that like really do damage. Like, so I'm gonna pick up Roserade. Roserade's so good. Oh my gosh, I love this mod. It's something I cover the weaknesses of it pretty well. I don't have yeah. Grass is not like necessarily like, obviously not like an arrow switch-in, but like obviously arrow switch-ins are hard to find in general. I have a Landorus, which will help. I think like the right Sylveon can do it as well. Anyway, if it's like a normal ground type, I covered already really well. I have 2 great. I drafted like 4 ground immunities on this draft just to like have them. They're so nice. But Roserade is on this team. Spikes, T-Spikes, love it with Jirachi. It supports Landorus well. It comes in on Scald, comes in on Toxic, Natural Cure as well. Just it hits so hard. Base 125 spat, unbelievably good. I think Roserade's so good. I used it in the UPA last season. Different, not the UPA, but like my UPA, which I am very close to, very attached to. But like, I think I'll put some videos from it last season. But like Spikes, T-Spikes, Leaf Storm, Giga Drain, as a great coverage move pool, Technician HP Fire. It's just so phenomenal. And like Skull, it's maybe there's a Skull Twitch and just the pressure waters for Landorus and like Jirachi as well. It can also pressure grasses, fairies. It's as well like. It takes pressure off of Jirachi to pressure fairies, so they can't run like fairy plus ground and like cover my entire team. Yeah, so after this, I'm looking for some speed, and I'm looking for something that can force Scarfers to bring in Landorus. Obviously, like the way I wanted to force my Scarfers is to like I wanted to get a faster dark. Just obviously why I want a Greninja is I could force like fast fightings to like lock against Gran. So I can bring in my Landorus after and get like an SD or a Rock Polish, etc. off. And I wanted a Dark because obviously those were mostly gone, and I was running out of a lot of them to fit my teams. Because like there's a few good Darks on the board. I think Mega T-Tar was still on the board, which could have been a decent option. But obviously, like, I was going to go, like, eventually, because, like, there was a team that was packing T-Tar Drill, and, like, Reuni, and, like, didn't have Sand yet. I was like, yeah, that's probably their pick, and I just didn't like it that much. I've used Mega T-Tar Jirachi before. It's a good, solid pairing, but but there's better option. I think it's, like, I think I've used that before somewhere. Yeah, I used it, like, in UNL. I think it's Spec Stars League. Anyway, I wanted a good Dark. I wanted a good Pursuit Trapper just to like trap Psychics for like my Roserade, like my future fighting type, which is going on the team eventually. So we ended up with Mega Absol. I have yet to use this team. I know this is my friend Adam. I know my friend Adam loves this mod. It's like one of his favorites. But like just that 150 spat magic bounce, so you can't status it to wear it down. SD puts its attack on great levels. It's a dose of priority to the team as well, which this team doesn't have pack a ton of, which is unfortunate. But great mixed attacker, great move pool, great support options. You can wisp things in the way in, like it gets the 3 major statuses. It's a phenomenal like offensive Dark, which like a lot of my mods are like very bulky offensive, like Jirachi, Landorus. Like I wanted something I could bring in on a Volt Switch or a U-turn. I can like click a button and start hurting stuff with. And did you see like this? Like my later picks start to really like emphasize I want power out of this pick. I want something to really take advantage. I needed breakers for my Landorus. And Mega Absol is 100% one of those wall breakers to set up for Landorus. It's so nice with it because like I can click knockoff, bait in like fairies, which I have a really good fairy response. I have a ton of great fairy responses on this team. Psychic responses are like, I've got Absol. My psychic responses are kind of not the best, but I can definitely like work around it in prep for sure. So we ended up with Absol, just like big power, great mon. Well, not great mon, it's a very solid mega pick in my opinion. I don't like a ton of megas either. It's a solid mega pick for this team. Hopefully I can get some more good work in it, win with it as well. After that, I really wanted my fighting type. I wanted to be able to pressure. I needed another way to pressure steals outside of Landorus. My next 2 picks definitely do that. I ended up with Hariyama. At that, Hariyama was the perfect fighting for this team. Oh my gosh, I wanted another ice resist on the team because currently it was just these 2, and I wanted one more. So I ended up with Hariyama, and I love this. I love Hariyama. It's been so successful for me in the past. I know M Dragon was really high on this pick as well when I picked it. I think Aaron gave me the bunch of O's, so I think he really liked it as well. So it's a status absorber with guts. It's the ice resist with thick fat. Like it hits incredibly hard. Fake out and VP are great priority options as well. So I have some good priority options in the back to bail me out of like tough situations. It gets phasing options. It's a very good Pokemon, and I think it more often than not will play above its tier. It's in tier 4, and it definitely has the ability to play above it. The thing it misses out on, like in comparison to like mods like Conk, is Drain Punch. With this thing had Drain Punch, it could easily be a tier 3 or tier 2 in my opinion, but it does not. It drops to tier 4 because you can wear it down. It's like bulky but not quite. It's weird. It's very very good though. I think it's an incredibly underrated mon in this format. So yeah, just so it's 144 HP is great. Like great attack stat. It can just like really hurt like darks. It's a good dark. It's a very strong dark resist. And if I get guts off, it's a good knockoff switch in, which this team really didn't have at the moment because my dark isn't very bulky, and like obviously Landorus can take knock but doesn't like it. If it's already any item that's not a Z crystal, and like obviously Sylveon can take knock, but it likes its berries and like its leftovers, like because its only recovery is wish. So Hariyama is a good knock switch in with guts or even thick fat depending on the item. So after that, I wanted one more fast. So after Hariyama, I definitely wanted one more fast mon. And I looked at my team and said, man, I've got like one decent rock answer. I have Landorus is a pseudo rock answer. Despite it being a neutral hit, it's it's bulky enough to take him on with Intimidate, plus like it's just like great natural bulk. So I ended up with Talon. I wanted something that can break grasses naturally. Because like it's currently just kind of pressured with Roserade to break grasses. So Talon was a pretty natural fit. Another momentum option. An incredible speed tier, and Talon I think obviously has fallen off in Gen 6 and Gen 7 from Gen 6, but it's still a very serviceable and very very solid mon in this format. The speed tier is great. It's very weak and its bulk stats leave it a lot to be desired, but you can definitely build it very bulky, and it gets very fast recoveries off with Roost and high speed tier. So like it has like great options and still like can run some of the sets that ran in Gen 6, like bulk up wisps, like can totally still like 1v1 a ton of stuff. It's a great grass killer as well. Like just forcing grasses to like run recovery, like ways to hit my Talon. If my tier 4 is doing that to you, then I think I've succeeded, personally. Okay, so that's up to this point. I felt pretty good about myself. I really haven't been getting sniped most of this draft outside of the Greninja, which obviously I ended up forming my plan differently around, and like I ended up with I really enjoyed this team. I really like it a lot. So I ended up my next pick. I wanted a dragon, and I ended up kind of wanted another win condition on this team because they're currently used kind of just Landorus, and having another option to win was really great. So I ended up with Haxorus. Yeah, it's a Haxorus. I don't know how in-depth I can get about this one. It's a Haxorus. You collect Dragon Dance or SD, and you break things or you win with it. Like it does things. It's not a Zmon. It's Z. This is a Z points draft. So my first Zmon obviously was Landorus T. I couldn't let not use Z Landorus. I could not use Z Landorus. I had to use it. So I couldn't Z Haxorus, but it's fine. I can still run like Lum or Yachi or just like berries or just like Dragon Blade, like boost like Life Orb or something like that. Anyway, it's a Haxorus. It'll hit hard. Is my point. It doesn't always need the Z move. Anyway, it's a Haxorus. You click Dragon Dance, you kill stuff. Alright, last 2 months. I didn't really know. There's a couple things I'm missing on this team. I'm gonna talk about Sandslash first. Because it's the one that came to me first. Because like I want another rocker and I wanted like spin for my spikes, so I ended up with Sandslash. It is both. I don't know, it's an unmon, but it is going to be on this team because it's a spinner and can like help me out on like Coco matchups, I guess. Last mon, as you can see, it is the Vikavolt. Humongous shoutouts to Aaron2 for 20 for bringing this idea to me. It's double electrics, but it's like the different electrics, and like Vika is so good, and it's a tier 5 Vikavolt. It's so under tiered in my opinion. So I get a tier 5 Z Vikavolt because I can run a Jody plus Z sets and start blowing past teams as well. Momentum, it can run great bulky sets. It can throw toxic easily, and like obviously it's an electric that's immune to ground, which is like nice because even though it's neutral, but it hits so hard in the special side. So it's a great special wall breaker for this team as well. Because like I don't have a ton of those yet. And it's another way for this team to deal with psychics as well. I think as Aaron said to me, because this team like has Jirachi, which ends up with like this weird PP stall war. Absol, which is great for breaking them, but we'll run into Colbers, and we'll end up like dying. So Vikavolt helps out in that regard as well. So yeah, this is kind of like this is the final product of the team. I have Z nicknames, you can see. I'm just really excited for this team. I think it's a really strong team. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we will see you next week for our week 1 battle. Peace.